Let me tell you about myself. And currently, I've also completed my graduation, which is BCA in cybersecurity, and I'm expertised in VAPT and also everything. So currently, in like industry experience, I did two internships, which is from Actifying and cybersecurity here, and I've been interested in secret challenges also, and also I do web application mentorship testing sometimes. So that's a learning journey of myself. And coming to this, go to the demo. So in the demo part, we'll just give an introduction of VAPT, and we'll explain some of the methodologies and key concept of the VAPT, which will include reconnaissance, exploitations, scanning and reporting part, which will teach you the how to write reports and how to gain information about the target. Now, coming up to the course outline, we will just focus on the foundational part first of all. Then we'll move on to the next part, which will be the a little intermediate about the topics which we have studied previously in the core fundamentals. So we will teach you about the fundamentals for network infrastructure, Linux fundamental, web application fundamental, and introduction to cybersecurity, where we'll be learning about the cybersecurity, and all the fundamentals which will be included there. And later on, we'll just study about the anonymity, which will help us to like cover our tracks and don't like hide our identity to this, which will like helps us to get us like let us get protected from the out of threats in the internet. So coming to the next topic, introduction to hacking. We'll then later on we'll cover the OS top 10. OS top 10 is the top 10 vulnerabilities in the web application security, which is offered by the OS team, which is an online community. And later on, we'll just do vulnerability assessment and penetration testing, in which we'll learn about the all the stages of doing penetration testing and covering all the vulnerabilities and later on topics related to the penetration testing. So add-on topics we have in the topic which is Agile and Scrum. This is related to the software development part. This is different from the VAPT thing, but this is an add-on which can help you in building your resume, and you can gain this skill to make a good connection networking with the people which are related to the software development part. So these are the additional course resources which will be like provided to, and you have to find by yourself also. Online forums and communities, books and blogs, capture the CTF platforms, also open source tools and projects, podcasts and video channels. Professional certifications. Professional certification will be like which are industrial based certifications like CH and OSCP. Later on in the meanwhile in the during the course we will be doing some projects. Our first project will be network security assessment project, in which we'll do an assessment of the network security, which on the chosen organization or network infrastructure. This project includes tasks such as find network reconnaissance and vulnerability scanning, which we'll be doing through some tools to identify and test security weakness. Project 2 will be web application security testing project. In this project, participants will focus on assessing the security of selected web application website, which will be doing penetration testing on the websites, where we will find the top 10 vulnerabilities which we discussed previously. And coming over to the project third, this will be the red team versus blue team experience. In the red team and blue team, will tell you what is red team and blue team. Where basically, red team is like offensive part of cybersecurity, and blue team is like defending part of the cybersecurity. Where will where the like you must have seen like there are operations which are going on to defend the organization from cyber attacks, and some people just check all the internal networks which are secured or not, that are from the blue team part. Certification, this course curriculum covers the topics from the following certifications, which will be like VAPT testing certification will be 70% covered through this course, and certified ethical hacker will be covered 32%. As you can see, this CH is an industrial platform certificate which will be covered 32%. This is the most covered topic will be covered. This is the most can be most covered today. So what you need for the lab, what you will just only the high speed internet, a desktop or a laptop. System requirement is minimal, which is a Windows 7 or late above, which is like Windows 10 or 11, and 500 GB of hard disk, which will be required to like make virtual machines, so we can just use different operating system to test and open our create our own servers on our own laptop. And 16 GB memory is used for also for virtual machines to like support our virtual machines to do VAPT on servers and creating our own tools. That's all. CPU workloads will be compatible for the or also for the virtual machines, and software access, we can just see free access online on vapt.org or vapt.in. As we can see here, vapt.in is the website where you will get the basic information about the VAPT. So here vulnerability assessment is the in VAPT. First we'll do vulnerability assessment. We'll just assess the vulnerabilities which are in the network or website or in the infrastructure of the organization. Here you can just learn the process and all, and the techniques and measure like preventive measures used by the organization. These are the key elements of the vulnerability assessment. Risk identification and quantification. VA vulnerability assessment involves a systematic process of identifying potential weakness in an organization information system. First, we'll do the identification, that which will be like identify, and quantification means will be like qualifying the risk which can potentially harm the organization. And we'll do automated scanning tools like Nmap and verbs which can be used. These are the automated tools which we'll be using in vulnerability assessment, so for finding vulnerabilities in our organization. Then after that, after getting the vulnerabilities information, we'll just do the preventive focus. How to prevent that vulnerabilities? How to prevent that risk in an organization? The primary goal of vulnerability assessment is identifying vulnerabilities, as we discussed previously in an organization, and which after finding it and scanning it, will do the remedial actions, so to patch all that vulnerabilities and to just treat that vulnerability for securing that system or organization. Significance of vulnerabilities. Why we do vulnerability assessment? For proactive security posture, to like to get protect from the cyber threats and risk which are available on the internet, like ransomware, malware, or viruses which are available online. Compliance alignment. Compliance is just is a it's a security guidelines which are regulatory, which are requirement for the industry standards. Like you will be discussing some of the standards which are developed by the government officials to make our company to follow some protocols in the organization. Prioritization, prioritization for remediation will just not all vulnerabilities can the same level of risk. Vulnerability assessment prioritizes vulnerabilities based on severity. Like some of the vulnerabilities are low risk factors, and some of the risk are high risk factors. As if someone is having our credentials and the login platform has multi-factor authentication, that is the low severity. As the credentials are only leaked, but it, he or she can't log into our or like to our account, as the company has multi-factor authentication. So these are the low level risk. If there is a RCE, remote code execution on the website, that is a high level of risk which should be patched as soon as possible, which can lead to high risk of data loss and can potential like can like harm the organization potentially. Coming up to the penetration testing part. So what is penetration testing? First of all, in what we do penetration testing, we just identify the vulnerabilities. First, we do identify the vulnerability. In the penetration testing part, we test the system. What we will do, we'll take a website, we'll scan it, and we just identify a vulnerability. So for just getting into the system, we have to exploit the vulnerability. In the penetration testing part, we exploit the vulnerability, where we just attack on the vulnerability and get into the system. So in the complex ever evolving landscape of cybersecurity organization need more than just defensive measures to protect their valuable assets from potential threats. Penetration testing emerges as a proactive and strategic approach, allowing organizations to stimulate real-world cyber attacks, identify vulnerabilities, and fortify their defenses against malicious actors. So there are malicious actors available online, as we discussed previously, that they which can harm our organization rapidly. So, what are the key characteristics of penetration testing? First of all, characteristics of penetration testing is ethical hacking. As we know, hacking is like something or malicious actor is doing hacking to gain his motive, to get like to harm an organization, to achieve his financial motive. And so, in ethical hacking, we just there are some penetration testers who follows a ethic rule of organization. They just follow some protocols. They just test the system to identify potential vulnerabilities which can be exploited and how which can exploited and can be entered into the entered which can be gained by some of the like malicious actors. So these are the real world stimulations. These are the real that testers do on a real world basis. These are not like stimulation is there. These are not like already set. The security which are defenses are there. They have been tested by the red teamers and penetration tester which are exploited. So then they can identify the potential vulnerabilities. Post exploitation analysis after the exploitation, we just get once we get into the system, we do the post exploitation analysis. We just gather some information by moving to the once we get into system, there are lots of systems into a single network. So once we get into a single system, we can get access to the other system by lateral movement and by privilege escalation. By doing that, we can just exfiltrate the data which are crucial for the organization. Penetration testing is crucial in cybersecurity, which stimulating serial world cyber to identify vulnerabilities and lessen organization defense mechanism. Coming up to the VAPT security, VAPT, which is I just told you the vulnerability assessment part and penetration testing part. So VAPT plays a pivotal role in achieving and maintaining security compliance and certifications for organizations across various industries. Compliance standards and certifications are critical for demonstrating a commitment to cybersecurity best practices and safeguarding sensitive information. So, coming out to the VAPT part, we just give an overview of VAPT, how just regulatory compliances. As I told you, there are some compliance which is set by the government and official person. First one is PCI DSS. This is a complaint set by the payment card industry for their securing purposes. This is PCI DSS stands for Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard. VPT is an integral for organization handling payment card data. It helps in identify and remediate vulnerabilities to comply with PCI DSS requirements. If there is not secure, like security is not there in the payment card industry, then anyone can steal someone money and they can just steal the information of the card and just deduct the amount from their bank accounts and all. So this compliance helps in securing the payment card, ensuring secure transaction and protecting cardholder data. The second one is HIPAA. In this one, Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. These are this is of healthcare sector and which VAPT is done on the healthcare department, so they can secure the system which are in the hospitals and clinics and all. So they can so the patient information doesn't get breach also, like attackers can't use this information to just blackmail someone and potentially harm them by using like there are some attacks which can be done offline also, which are social engineering and it can be used to blackmail someone. They can just harm someone. Coming up to the next, which is GDPR, General Data Protection Regulation. This is set by the European Union this is set by the European Union for the citizens of the European government. Organization processing personal data of European citizens must adhere to GDPR. This as VPT helps in identifying and mitigating risk, security risk, contributing to compliance with GDPR, data protection, and privacy requirements. So GDPR just regulates the companies, so like they're not just like misusing that data and selling it to the other official organization. Next one is SOX. This is the Sarbanes-Oxley Act. For publicly traded companies, so compliance with SOX is crucial. VAPT aids it in securing financial system and reporting mechanism, ensuring the integrity and accuracy of the financial information. These are the publicly traded companies which are part of which includes government companies as well. So this aids the securing financial systems. These are the servers are there for performing transactions to send some payments in the from one person to to another person. They are these are used for to secure that systems and when maintaining the integrity and accuracy of the financial information. Next one is industry specific standards, which is in which first one is ISO 27001. VAPT is aligned with ISO 27001, which is an international standard for information security management systems. As you can see, in some companies, ISO is there, so they can be verified by they're verified by the government. As you can see, our MindMagix is also verified by the ISO 27001, which is like it, and it's also assist organization in identify vulnerabilities and implementing security controls to achieve and maintain ISO 27001 certification. Coming up to the next part, NIST cybersecurity framework. VAPT aligns with the NIST framework by helping organization identify, product, and detect and respond to and recover from cybersecurity threats. This includes all the five measures which can be used in VAPT: identifying, protect, detect, and respond and recover to. First, what we'll do, we'll identify the vulnerabilities, will protect it, will detect it, and will respond it. Then, after responding to it, we recover from the cybersecurity threat. It contributes to building a robust cybersecurity posture, and also it is a cornerstone in achieving and maintaining security compliance and certification. It provides organizations with the tools and insights needed to proactively address security risks, meet regulatory requirements, and build a resilient cybersecurity foundation. As cyber threats continue to evolve and VAPT remains an essential practice for organizations striving to safeguard their assets and maintain the trust of stakeholders. As if the company is not maintaining this its cybersecurity posture, so it must be vulnerable to cyber threats. And if the company is vulnerable to cyber threats, it can be harmed efficiently. So we have to just make sure that the company is secured and they perform VPT again and again to maintain cybersecurity posture. There are some of the cybersecurity certifications which are available in the market for the industry level experience. First one is CH. This is OSCP, GIAC, Penetration Tester, CISP, CISM, ECSA, CPTE, CSA, CPEH, CITP. There are many companies that like CH is provided by EC Council and OSCP is provided by Offensive Security. There are many certifications which are provided by different countries or companies. Scope of VAPT in cloud computing. There are cloud computing is also an industry level thing which in which security is mainly focused. Where scope, what is the scope there? So when VAPT is in cloud computing is critical to ensure the security and resilience of cloud-based systems. Here is a guide on conducting VAPT in cloud and cloud computing environments. So why we need VAPT in cloud computing? Why they are not secured as as the web application? Understand cloud services models. First of all, we understand what is cloud service models are. First one is IaaS, infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. Some they provide infrastructure as a service on the cloud computing. Okay, they provide platform as a service. They provide software as a service. Software as a service, I can give you an example like Google. Have you seen about Google Docs and all Excel sheets which are available on the online? This is provided software as a service. So what we'll do first, we'll define the scopes. We'll identify the assets and consider dependencies. where what we'll do, we'll identify the assets which are provided by the companies, and we'll search for the dependencies which are like APIs and third-party integrations in the software, in that particular software. The next one is threat modeling, in which cloud specific threats, identify threats specific to cloud environments, where we'll be searching for misconfiguration, insecure interfaces, and data breaches. We'll just find out the misconfiguration in the cloud computing environment, and check for the insecure interfaces. Will prioritize risk based on the potential impact. If that is a if they, there are two risks but from which one is low level and which is high level, we'll first work on the high level risk because it can impact the organization highly. Then we'll come up to the low level risk. Next part is configuration management. For the cloud service configuration, cloud service requires a lot of configuration as they are set to be online, and the client doesn't have direct access to it. So it should be configured online only. There should be identify and access management. Like there should be proper authentication system and authorization system. So like someone unauthorized person can't access to your own account. Next one is network security assessment. Virtual networks, network security assessment, in which we do the assessment on virtual networks. Will evaluate the security of virtual network, including segmentation, firewall, and routing configuration. And coming up to the traffic encryption, as where the client client means like someone is using like a laptop, and there is a server. Between the server and the client, there like traffic is passing through it, which should be encrypted. If it's unencrypted, it can be manipulated and it can be captured by the malicious actors, which can be they can use it to for performing social engineering attacks later on. After that, which will do data storage security. Will just after like once the data is there on the server, it should be secured. So like it can't be like breached from there only. It should be encrypted. Is like someone should not have the access to the file system directly. What we'll do, we'll review the security of object storage, databases, and file systems. We'll do the we'll do the review on the security of object storage, which like a hard disk is there, a laptop is there, or something else. On databases and file system. By databases are in the system, so we'll do a review of the security of the databases and file system. As we just know that data should be encrypted when it is at rest, when it is not just in use. Authentication and authorization security, as we can just use for the multi-factor authentication. When someone is logging through a portal, there should be a multi-factor authentication. So like someone with a potential credentials can't just log in it. There's someone to just authenticate that particular credentials. And authorization controls, like there is an admin and there is a normal user. Normal user should not get access to the admin portal. Otherwise they can just access it, and they just can manipulate the permissions of the normal user and admin user. Web application security, I just told you previously. In the web application security, we just identify and assess the vulnerabilities and secure it accordingly. Incident response and logging. Here in the logging and monitoring part, what we'll do, we just find there are some the logs. There's some logs are created, which are for like but once we open a browser, we just get a log for opening it. And after that, there is a incident in an organization. We just make a plan for it and review and test it for the cloud-based incident. And there are lots of information about the VAPT thing. So we'll come back to the VAPT part. So just perform a mock interview with you for the entry level for training knowledge, and for once getting like completion of like so you got some knowledge about the CH based certifications and OSCP based certifications. We'll ask you the expert level questions for the certifications. After that,